Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Two topics for this video. I think they're easy topics, but concerning to a certain extent, and I will make the counter argument. I will be the devil's advocate, if you want, in these two topics. And let's start with the first one. According to Russia Today, United Kingdom to allow children to vote. The sweeping electoral reform would benefit the ruling Labour Party, according to critics. All right, well, that's the first topic. The second one, again from Russia Today, European Union state bans, and I'm quoting, communist propaganda. All right, let's start with the first one. United Kingdom to allow children to vote. The United Kingdom government is set to lower the voting age to 16. Granting more than 1.5 million teenagers the right to vote in the next general election due in 2029. The pledge to boost turnout, first made in Labour Elections Manifesto, is part of the raft of by engaging voters early. I'm quoting, right? When they are young and allowing them to have a say in the shaping their future. We will build the foundations for their lifelong participation in our electoral processes, the official strategy stated, claiming that changes will restore trust in the system. The document argued that if 16-year-olds can work and pay taxes, this is the argument, it is right and fair that they should be able to vote. Registration will be possible from age 14. Okay, well, this is the argument. If they pay taxes and they work, they also are able to vote. Well, how about puberty? Once a child reaches the level of puberty, should be allowed to have sex. I'm talking about girls, minors. I'm not promoting that whatsoever, but I would like to show you how imbecilic that argument is. So, nature, by having an organism reach puberty, the level of ovulation for girls, that tells you they are ready to be impregnated. Is there a reason why we decided that we allow them only when they grow a little bit longer? What's the reason? The reason is their brains are not fully developed, therefore they cannot make the right decisions. So that is the reason why children are not allowed to vote, because physiologically we discovered that the brain is not, some children are more mature than others. It is true, but as a general rule, remember the menstruation, that means the first menstruation a little girl has, nowadays, let's say at 12, would she be eligible for bearing children? Nature gave the green light. Why did we decide otherwise? And I just told you, because of their inability, according to us, to fully comprehend, because they're not fully developed. That's the only thing. So you want to give someone a chance to first have all the weapons, and then how the person trains with the weapons, that means how much knowledge that person gets and how smart it becomes, or wise, not smart, wise becomes with the tools given, then that's up to the person to make its own decision and fuck up her own life. It's like, it's fair to give someone a sword, but it's that person's duty to practice with a sword, to get better, improve its skills. If he doesn't, he's going to get chopped up, and that's it. The same thing with this. Don't give me get engaged. Why don't you do it a mock vote for the children? Do it and get them engaged. Tell them they don't have a full vote. Tell them they have a 10% of the vote. That's the reason, because they pay taxes. So if they pay taxes, that means they can smoke. They can purchase everything they want. No, they can also drink. They can also have weapons. No, why not? I mean, they pay taxes, right? And work, if that's the argument. So thank you very much. This is an imbecilic argument. And the reason why is, I already explained it. Now, I am for voting, but I am for people with knowledge to vote or have a full vote. Not every biped who knows nothing but to drink, smoke, fuck, and sleep and watch TV supposed to vote on things she or he has no idea what these guys are trying to push on him or on her. Anyway, That's the way it is with the first argument and the first topic. Second one. European Union state bans communism propaganda. And surprisingly, that's the Czech Republic. I will tell you why surprisingly. The Czech president has signed an amendment essentially equating communism with Nazism. The Czech Republic has amended its criminal code to outlaw the promotion of communism, placing it on par with Nazi ideology. The legislation was signed on Thursday by President Petr Pavel, himself a former Communist Party member. Doesn't really matter. People who know how things worked in those times, you understand why he was a Communist Party member. The amendment introduces prison terms of 1 to 5 years for anyone who, and I'm quoting, establishes, supports, or promotes Nazi, communist, or other movements which demonstratively aim to suppress human rights and freedoms or incite racial, ethnic, national, religious, or class-based hatred. All right, why did I say it's surprising first that is in Czech Republic? Czech Republic is owned by the West. The West is owned by the guys with diversity, inclusion, fuck your country and your nation and your traditions. They are the aliens in Europe. Why? Otherwise, you know what I mean? They have too much love for our Western civilization, the Judeo-Christian anyway. So it's surprising because Mr. Peter Pavel, the president of Czech Republic, is a yes sir to these forces. That's why he's the president. He was a general in NATO. He wants to destroy Russia. He wants to defend Ukraine from Russia. So he's a follower. Now, communism was promoted mainly by who exactly? You tell me. So he can't really, that's why it's surprising to me. Now, I'm not a lover of communism whatsoever. I'm not a lover of the other guys too. But I'm not a lover of another system that I think promotes movements which demonstratively aim to suppress human rights and freedoms. Monarchies. I'm against monarchies. Why don't we ban monarchies? Why? Why do they ban these movements? Because we had the Second World War, right? And we had the Nazis, and we had the communists from 1918 to 1991. But there are some still communist countries on this planet, like China. All right, just an example. So don't tell me that's not a communist party or not a communist. Okay, there is communism ideology to a certain extent. They don't follow it. It's a mismatch, but it's a different story. You don't have pure democracy anyway, so or freedom and liberties. My point is this: if you base your banning of these guys in prison times for their ideology, as I said, a monarchy is a system in which a person hereditary leads everybody else who are their subject. And if you take that the Second World War was a bad example for that movement that they banned, and then between 1918 and 1991 the reason is with the communists, then you take the monarchies and see how they dealt for centuries. Kings. Oh, isn't Great Britain ruled by a king? Oh, yeah. Okay, so these kings for so many centuries, not 20 years like the Nazis, or I don't know, 60, 70 years, or 80 years by the other guys. No. Centuries of oppression, crime, discrimination, racial, ethnic, national, religious, and class-based hatred. Monarchy should be banned, 100%. I'd give you another one. Then if you go by that, any religious organization could fall under that category. Why? Because there were so many religious wars and so many people. I have to bring you the Inquisition. Remember, in the name of that, some people were burned on a stake, including, let's say, if you want, Galileo Galilei. Wasn't he over there? Giordano Bruno Galileo, I can't remember if he was burned, but he was definitely close to. Giordano Bruno was fucked. And others. So we have a lot of other contenders. So what I would say is the banning certain things is not good, because they will first, I don't think that's, as I said, yeah, ban those two, but then why not monarchy? If you tell me that monarchy restructured itself, when? In the past 50 years? 70 years? and its history is this much, then why don't you take communism? Maybe communism is restructured in China, and I'm not for communism, don't get me wrong. And if you want the other ideology, just look at Israel. What are you gonna do? It's live and well, doing great. The Jewish state is doing fantastically. All right, it's just a inclusive state and society based on religious love and all that, correct? Yeah, correct. So, banning. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Remember, some European countries, including Germany, banned certain speech, made it illegal, made the crime, criminalized speech. That speech for something that happened in the Second World War. What about religious speech? What about monarchic speech? What about many other reasons? So this kind of selective outrage and selective punishment and selective justice, there's no justice at all. It's either justice or it's no justice. We make mistakes. I understand that. We can't be 100%. We're not pure. We're not unicorns. We're not absolute. We're not ideal. I understand that. But this is too, tell a child the same thing. Gigi can have it. You're going to say, wait a minute. Why should Gigi have it and I don't? Well, because you lied. But Gigi lied much more than I did. Why is he not punished? Well, Gigi's last name is, Grossberg. Oh, okay now. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.